So the bad thing about having sleepless nights is that it is likely because you've got levels of anxiety happening that you're not really aware of, or your subconscious mind is playing over on some things that you feel are unresolved or that you haven't got under control, because the brain in the night is searching for certainty in the quiet. I want to talk today about sleepless nights and not getting enough sleep and what prevents us from having good sleep. And I feel that this is probably the number one thing in tradie business that is a symptom that tells us that things are not okay. So last night I was tossing and turning for about 3.5 hours or more, and I realized while that was happening that it was all things that I could not do anything about in the middle of the night. So the bad thing about having sleepless nights is that it is likely because you've got levels of anxiety happening that you're not really aware of, or your subconscious mind is playing over on some things that you feel are unresolved or that you haven't got under control, because the brain in the night is searching for certainty in the quiet. So the bad thing about it is that we're looking for certainty, we're looking for an answer, we're looking for a solution to a problem. Sleepless nights impact our health considerably, like terribly. And they also, that means we don't operate as safely as we can. We have lack of clarity. So I can even feel that my brain is lagging today and I don't feel like I'm firing as much because I didn't sleep well. So that means you'll end up losing money because you've got lack of productivity and lack of clarity, because your brain is just not kicking into gear because you're having these sleepless nights that are likely due to anxiety or something else. When you've got good sleep patterns and good sleep habits happening and you're not feeling that need to ruminate in the middle of the night, then your livelihood is going to be much improved. You're going to get more done. You'll be more productive. Your mood will be better. Just everything is better when we have better sleep. So that's not news to anybody. So lots comes up when we're in that state in the middle of the night. And here's a bit of a summary of what was going through my mind at the time when I thought, I'm going to talk to the people about this today. That what's happening is we're scared of letting people down. We're thinking about the impact of letting people down if we do. We're worrying about decisions that need to be made, possibly. We're probably putting too much weight on finding solutions for things that really don't matter as much as we're holding on to them. And often we hear in tradie businesses that finance is a big cause of these sleepless nights, because you're worried about how you're going to pay that supplier, or am I going to be able to afford to pay my employees this week, and am I going to be able to satisfy my clients? So this is what's going through our mind in the middle of the night. We're going through all these millions of different scenarios. Now, employees don't have this as a rule. The ones that are a little bit more highly strung might be planning the next day, and I used to do that certainly when I was a nurse. I'd be thinking about my patients and how I was going to look after them. But business owners tend to carry a fairly heavy burden of stuff in their minds in the middle of the night. And the way that this shows up is you will feel, some of the boys have told me they've woken up in the night and they feel a tightness in their chest, like that their chest is heavy and they feel like they're having a bit of a heart situation possibly. That is possibly a panic attack that's happening in the middle of the night. The other thing that occurs is you'll have bowel disturbance. So you go to the toilet a lot if you're not sleeping at night, whether it's, you might be peeing a lot or pooing a lot. That might be too much information, but it tends to be a symptom of like highly strung mind that you might have, and it's showing up in gastrointestinal symptoms, which is peeing and pooing a lot. it also slows your brain down when you're not sleeping because of stress or anxiety. So what we need good sleep for is it reduces our cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. So business owners tend to run on high levels of cortisol, which is not good for us. It's actually really bad for us if we're running with too high a level of cortisol because of stress and fear and those types of things. So there's some things you can do to assist with this. And, some nights you're not going to get away with it. I don't want to be here and propose that I can help you to cure your sleepless nights 100%. But there's some basic stuff that you can do, like attending to your sleep hygiene, like going to bed the same time every night, not using technology before you go to bed. Write a list at the end of each day so that you've got what's on your mind out of your head. Sometimes the list in itself can be the stressor. I know that was my thing last night. I was like, oh my gosh, like the list is just so long at the moment because mostly in my personal life, business isn't too bad. But my personal world feels very hectic right now. So what you want to be thinking about is, what am I doing to lower my cortisol levels? What am I doing, like going for a walk or being out in nature like I am? Put your feet on the ground, brush your teeth at the same time every night, go to bed at the same time. Don't watch telly or get on devices. And talk. This is the most powerful one, is talk to somebody. That will solve a lot of your challenges because you just need to get it out. And if you've got financial strain and that is what is holding you in these sleepless patterns, or if you've got staff stresses or client stresses or job stresses as a business owner, that doesn't have to be your normal, and you can manage those things in order to reduce your stress and to be a happier, healthy version of yourself.